start out questions for Coach. Raise your hand in the window, and then we'll go from there. First question from KJ Pilcher.
Yeah, Tom. This being the first year of the soldier salute and everything. What made this? Other than that being in your backyard, what made this a really attractive event for you guys to join and be a part of?
Oh, one sec, Tom, you are muted.
Is that better?
Yep, there we go.
Number one, you have to look at the organizing committee. This is the same basic group that brought the trials here in 2012 and 2016, the World Cup here twice now. This is not anything except wrestling and excellency together. The other thing is, and number two down the list is Midlands was canceled 2 years in a row, last year and the year before. And that's scary. We ended up going to the Chattanooga tournament last year because of that. And so we want to make sure that we got a place to wrestle. And we know that it's going to go here. So that's not a shot at anybody. Excuse me. That's not a shot at anybody. That's just how we have to operate to make sure that we're in a good place when it comes to the holiday wrestling tournament season, so to speak.
And then just to follow up on that, will we see a full lineup, these 2 days in Coralville? Who do you expect to see kind of taking the mat here for this event?
Our entries are due at 10 o'clock tonight, and we'll know by then, and I think they're publicized. So actually, I think they may have moved that up to 4 p.m. now. So you'll know when I know. How's that?
Sounds good.
Next question is from Cody Goodwin.
Hey, Tom, I know you guys have previously used the Midlands and these mid-season tournaments to iron out any lingering lineup battles that you guys may still have at this point in the year. Do you feel pretty good about the lineup moving forward, or what are you kind of hoping to see from certain weights over the next few days?
I think a lot has worked itself out. That doesn't mean that if somebody comes in and has a great performance and emerges as, something that would be like eye-catching or eye-popping, we wouldn't. We would love that. So this is really one of those things where each scenario will play itself out if there is one. But right now, the easy answer is to say that we are looking more and more solid with some of the performances we've had. And 33, Teskey, when he gets back in there, he seems to have emerged as well, even though he's missed a lot of mat time. But there's a lot of season left, and this is one opportunity where a guy can, get the attention of this coaching staff to see if they're in contention or not.
All right, next question is from KJ.
This is for most of the starters. This is the only 2-day tournament action that you guys have on the schedule. Is there any? Most of the guys probably have the routine and everything set, but is this just kind of a way to kind of get a gauge where they're at and something like this, since it's the only real 2-day tournaments that you have until the postseason, if that makes sense?
We've always looked at the Midlands and tournaments that are 2 days like that. It does mimic the Big Tens. When you have, quarterfinal session time and you have a semi-session time and a final session time, You're going to have 2 days with consecutive weigh-ins, 2-hour weigh-ins with a pound allowance on the second day. So it does mimic the postseason, and that is important.
Cody?
Now that we're through the first semester, how do the true freshmen have to wrestle attached now, or will they go unattached since we're kind of in between, or how does that rule work now?
Well, they get up to 5, so they are allowed to go unattached now if our grades are finalized, which they are. So you will be seeing, unattached freshmen wrestle, yes.
KJ?
This is the first competition in about 20 days or almost 3 weeks, I guess, when you guys do step on the mat Thursday. During that period, is it a lot of individual work, or is it a hard training push, or what do you guys, what's the training been like since the UTC duel?
Well, we had a week off for the holiday or so. We had a finals week training phase. Finals is important as well. So, our training phase is around our finals, making sure our guys perform well there. And then just getting better every day. It's a loose structure. That doesn't mean that work isn't getting done. It doesn't mean that it's not focused or intense. It just means it's more individual in nature. We're really excited to be back on campus starting yesterday. That's important. And, this training phase for this break is important as well. So there's a lot of wrestling coming up in the next, 2 months and 3 weeks.
I'll apologize if this is kind of a silly question, but during that time, is that an opportunity for some guys maybe to not necessarily rest, but kind of heal up for that, conference push that's coming in January and the beginning of, mid-February?
Yeah, health is always number one, and, we haven't been the healthiest, as everyone knows, and some of that stuff still lingers. Our guys have the right mindset about it. Our medical team is the best on the planet. So I'm confident that we'll get to where we need to be. This conference dual phase is an important phase, but it's no more important than the pre-Christmas phase either. That pre-Christmas phase, we were tested with a limited lineup. So, did we pass all tests? We may have passed them, but I don't know how good our grade point would be. And there's always room for improvement, never satisfied. I think those are real things that our guys march to. They always want to do better, and they're learning as they go and getting better every day and having fun doing it. So, we got the Soldier Salute coming up. That's what's on our radar. And we go from there. And you look at Thursday and Friday as the Soldier Salute. And then, a week from Saturday, we got a dual meet with Illinois. And that's a double dual weekend where we traveled to Purdue on that Sunday, and we're not looking ahead. But, everything's important. Every event's important.
Steve Batterson.
Yeah, Tom, what level of competition do you expect to see this week?
It's been advertised, and I don't really go on advertisements. I know that the organizing committee there, Josh Schamberger, Luke Eustace, I know that they've done a good job, and year one is always going to be a building year, but with these guys' energy, this is Wrestling Town, USA. They take it serious. This is not something that is like an afterthought to them just because they have a hockey team in town now, and other things going on in that arena as well. This is something that is priority. I feel it. I see it. They just got done doing the World Cup. I know it's a highlight for everybody involved to have, the World Cup, and, Jordan Burroughs and Kyle Snyder were in town, and the Iranians brought a team to contend with, and you know, you had the men and the women together for the first time, and then you go right into the soldier salute. I mean, that's a pretty good chain of events for sports fans in general, for sure, but for sure, even more for wrestling fans. And it's just a tribute to this community.
All right, Coach, last question. Cody Goodwin.
It may have just been a typo or something weird, but I noticed the Midlands, when they released the team list, they included Iowa on the team list. Are you guys sending anybody there, or was that just historic inclusion?
We reserved spots, so to speak. We wanted to make sure that everything was a go and a green light here. We wanted to keep our options open. And so right now where we're at is everyone will be at the soldier salute. That doesn't mean it won't change. I know we have to make up our mind very quickly, but we keep our options open always.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
All right, guys, let me try. We're going to have Real on. I'm just going to try and get a hold of him. So wait 1 sec. And then we're also planning to have Drake Ayala on. So questions for Real Woods, put your hands up and we'll go from there. Anybody? All right, first question, Real, is from KJ Pilcher.
All right, Real. You know, you guys are getting ready to take the mat for the first time in 3 weeks. As a competitor, what's it like to have that kind of that intermission of competition? You know, kind of getting ready for you know, kind of the push of what's considered the second half of the season.
That short break is really good for us. You know, it gives us time to relax a little bit, I mean, for me personally, I like to kind of disconnect myself and get a little bit of a release and just to rejuvenate my mind and body to be able to go real hard in this, you know, this Big Ten schedule.
What do you do? You know, you mentioned kind of getting a disconnect. Is there an avenue or something that gives you a little bit of a break from the grind?
You know, spending quality time with family and friends, really.
All right, next question is from Cody Goodwin.
Hey, Real. I know only a couple of matches before this kind of longer break before you guys hit the mat back again. But was there anything maybe specific that you worked on or focused on, during maybe the sparse, looser practices over the last couple of weeks?
There's been many things, but I'd say probably the most focus was on finishing my shots. It's just I can't have in that Iowa State match. You'll see there was a few times where I didn't finish the leg attack, and that can't be a problem going into big matches like that. So that was a big focus.
All right. Any more questions for Real? KJ?
You mentioned working on finishing. Who do you kind of work with? I know Terry has had similar situations where he's really helped people make big gains when it comes to finishing takedowns in action. Do you work with Terry, or is there somebody else that you kind of work with when you're going over things like that?
I've actually worked with Tom on finishing shots more than I have Terry, but
okay.
Both giving me great advice.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else for Real? All right. Short and sweet. Thank you, Real, for your time.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one. All right. Same thing. I'm going to get Drake now. You were down a little bit early. Very good. So we have Drake Ayala. Questions for Drake? Raise your hand in the window. First question, Drake's from Cody Goodwin.
What's up, Drake? I know it's been a minute since the UNI Open, but just now that you've had some time to kind of decompress and review that, how do you feel like you competed that weekend?
I felt like it was pretty good. It felt good to get back on the mat and everything again, and just getting back into everything. And it was just exciting to compete again. Just keep building off that.
Yeah. Have you talked with Tom, Terry, the staff, I guess, just about what the plan will look like for you for the remainder of the year, or is it kind of a week by week thing?
Basically just a week by week thing. I mean, the next thing on the calendar is this, so I've been focusing on this, and I don't really know what holds after this, but just week by week.
I know Tom told us earlier, kept options open, whether it's the Soldier Salute or the Midlands. Have you guys discussed if you might go one or the other?
Yeah, we're planning on going to the Salute. I'm going to go to the Soldier Salute this weekend. So
nice.
Yep. All right. Any other questions for Drake? Steve Batterson.
Yeah, Drake, what are you looking to get out of this weekend?
I'm just looking to compete again and just keep building off the UNI Open and just keep getting better. And anytime I can step out there and compete, it's a good day. So I'm excited for that.
KJ Pilcher.
Drake, with what you've kind of dealt with, what's been the toughest part about kind of getting into a groove, getting back into the swing of things for you?
I think that was just like the most time I've ever took off of wrestling in a long time. So, I think it was good for me just to step back and just, sometimes watching practice is good. And I think that really helped me just realize where I need to get better and what I need to do to get better. And I feel like I've done that. So just keep building.
Cody.
Yeah, to kind of follow up on that, did you talk with anybody to make sure that you maximized the time away from actually competing and training? Because kind of like you said, I don't know that you've probably ever taken that much time off from wrestling before.
Yeah, I mean, before I right when surgery happened, it was kind of new for me because I was sitting on the bench and I was watching practice and stuff. And actually, Murin and Kemmer actually helped me a lot with that and just told me, it's good to watch and just pick one guy and see what they do good in their practice each day. And so I felt like I did that too.
Yeah, what were some of the bigger lessons that maybe you took away from just doing that?
I mean, just like some of the guys' antics in the room and what makes them tick and like what makes them who they are and what makes them like good at wrestling and things like that. I feel like just watching that, it's really interesting.
All right. Any other questions for Drake? All right. Thank you very much, Drake.
Perfect.
Have
Thanks.
a good day. Yep.
You too.
All right, guys. I think that should do it. We should have a list of who's competing